Hey everyone, how's it going? Do another one of these lazy videos. Woke up not too long ago, so I'm still kind of getting my shit together here this morning. But I wanted to discuss Gage's video having a privacy complaint filed against it and it getting subsequently taken down because apparently, the incels can't handle just a bit of criticism. And it really goes to show how the arguments and the worldview and the viewpoints of their community really don't hold up. Anyone outside their bubble thinks that they're absolutely insane and thinks that they're annoying. I think that they're too lazy to be fucked to actually improve themselves as people and to actually address their problems in a real way. So, Gage filmed his video and made his video and published it, and it was responding to Neon Penguin saying that apparently we are owed incels reparations or that incels deserve reparations, which is hilarious. Just about as hilarious as any group of people, in 2024 in the modern day saying that they deserve reparations. And it's even funnier with incels because, you hear about how, black people deserve reparations and, you know, as ridiculous as that is, or I think it's ridiculous anyways, but at least there you kind of have an argument. With incels, it's like, what do you guys deserve reparations for? What, because you're a bunch of bitter, angry, narcissistic losers that can't pull your shit in and work on yourselves and be productive somehow and find can't find a way to improve your own attitude on things when it comes to relationships or just your overall outlook on life. Um, what exactly has happened to you guys other than being made fun of? Which is well deserved. That you guys what is you guys don't deserve reparations. Obviously, that's completely and totally ridiculous. Um, but Gage, published the video, and I think it reached almost like 2,000 views. Like, much like the video that I uploaded on responding to Neon Penguin, that video I think right now has like 1.1 thousand views. It blew up more than I thought it would. And much like my video, Gage's video also attracted, all the basket cases from, incel communities and whatnot. And apparently they just couldn't handle their argument or lack thereof for reparations being criticized to the point to where they had to file a bullshit privacy complaint against Gage to get his video taken down. So, with the whole reparations thing, I find that when groups of people rather, make the argument that they deserve reparations for, I don't know, usually it's for like past trauma or past trauma, genocide, or slavery. I guess when it comes to black people and stuff, that's usually the argument for reparations. And I find that all it really is just you're by asking for reparations because of past shit. You're really just exploiting what those groups of people went through before in order to make yourself a little bit more money to get more money from the government or your state or whoever. That's really all it is. It's a disingenuous way of claiming that you think that certain groups of people are owed because of the shit that they went through in the past because of discrimination or anything else. It's under that guise, but really, again, like I said, all you're doing is just exploiting that in order to get a handout. And most of the time, people who demand that type of stuff, I mean, the problem isn't everyone else; it's them. They don't have the ability to look inward and reflect on what maybe they're doing wrong, or why just them as a person doesn't seem to be able to get anywhere or to develop any relationships or friendships or anything. I find people like that most of the time are just very, very bitter because they haven't gotten to where they want to be in life, or they haven't accomplished what they want to accomplish, or, a combination of those things. And again, it's exploiting shit, really. It's just exploitative at the end of the day, in my opinion. But, let's just say, hypothetically, let's say you guys do get your reparations. Let's say, we somehow, this gets to the federal level, and they announce, okay, so we're giving incels reparations because they're having a hard time, because they're not doing so great, whatever. And you guys get your reparations. What do you do with them? What do you do then? Like, where does that money go towards? Does it go towards mass funding for therapy, because you guys clearly need it? Therapy, psychiatry. Does it go towards I don't know, like whatever, you think will somehow make you more appealing to I don't know, women, or men, there are femcells out there, I guess. There are gay incels, as I guess anything's possible. Um, like what would, if you, even if you did get your reparations, what would you invest that money in? Because the only thing that I think would be appropriate, again, is like a mass funding for therapy for all of you, because most of you clearly need it. Clearly there's some deep-seated issues there, but and it goes for any group that demands reparations. Where is that money actually going to go? Like, how is it actually going to solve, current standing problems or issues? Again, with black people, like, how is reparations going to solve the problems and issues that face, black communities currently? It would really just be yet another government state handout. It would just be more welfare, but under the guise of reparations, and it would be the same thing for incels, except it's even more absurd. And so yeah, like, even if you did get your reparations, it wouldn't go towards shit, and it wouldn't improve anything. You'd still be the same person that you are. Money isn't going to. It'll attract the most shallow people, maybe, but not anyone. Not anyone of actual substance. People who actually want a decent relationship or friendship or whatever. And another thing with the incels that I've noticed is that they they claim to not want a relationship. They're too cool for a relationship. They're not about that. They're red pilled. They they fuck relationships. I guess for most of them are the male incels who are straight. Women are icky and whatever. Um, they say that, but then almost simultaneously they're also pining after relationships and women and stuff. It's a weird contradiction. And the same thing with being single. They claim to be single and proud, right? But then at the same time, they bitch about the fact that they're single, and kind of by extension, they shit on everyone else who's single and actually okay with it. A relationship isn't always everything. Just because you being in a relationship is not going to fix all the problems in your own life or with your personality, or it's not a fix all solution. If you're relying on a relationship or someone to fix you or complete you or to bring you happiness, it's almost destined that the relationship will fail. Like, you actually have to work on yourself and be okay with yourself and be your own person first and be okay with being by yourself before you could get into a relationship that is actually healthy and that actually might last for, a substantial amount of time. People who act like relationships are everything, that's a whole other different video, but but with incels though, it seems that they simultaneously think that, but also don't think that. They simultaneously malign relationships, but also pine after them. They simultaneously think that being single is based, but also bitch about it at the same time. There's a lot of contradictions that I find with the ideology of incels. Like being single is, in actuality, is fine. For some people, relationships just don't work out for them. Some people in this world just aren't compatible with being in a relationship, and that's totally fine. Some people are single their whole lives and they're happy, and good for them. More power to them. Everyone can live their lives how they want to. And I guess that extends even to you guys, even though even though you bring a lot of the criticism and the jokes on yourselves. And one thing I will say too, I guess this is, I don't even want to say it's a point of agreement because I don't really think it is, but a man or a woman for that matter, men or women, you shouldn't be measured based on like how, if you're the content of your character, who you are as a person, your value shouldn't be measured by if you're in a relationship or not, or how often you get laid, or how many relationships you've had, or if you can get some or whatever. Like, you shouldn't measure your worth based on that. Men, women, whoever. It's just a very shallow thing to do. It's a very shallow standard to live by. To think that, the more people that you've been with, or the more that you can get some, that somehow, like, makes you, I guess, more advanced as a person, makes you, I guess, cool, or whatever. I don't know, or, what the word looking for is, but like, no, like, it's just because someone doesn't, really care for relationships, or, hasn't been in very many, or isn't getting laid all the time, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't, it's not a measure for someone's value as a person or the content of their character. And it's a very shallow standard to live by. So I will say that. But then again, I don't really think that's really a point of agreement with the incels guy. Even saying that, it would somehow, in the incel version, it would be really, really fucking distorted. Because on that same token, there's nothing wrong with people who are in a lot of relationships, because sometimes people have to go through, like a bunch of maybe short-term relationships to finally, find the right person. And there's nothing wrong with that either, just like there's nothing wrong with, not really doing relationships at all, or not having been in that many. It's fine. But, and that's just something else I wanted to point out. But, ultimately, everyone outside of your bubble thinks that you're funny at best and absolutely insane at worst, and very troubled. The fact that, again, that you have to resort to censorship and privacy complaints because your arguments and viewpoints don't hold up under scrutiny, that says a lot more about you guys than it does about us, or that it does about Gage. So, and obviously you guys no one owes you anything. You guys who are praising and glorifying Elliot Rodger and other people like-minded to him, you guys really need to cut it out. You guys really need to seek some sort of like therapy, or seek out a psychiatrist or something, because that's not healthy. Glorifying people like that all day, every day, and thinking that they somehow have some worth as a human being, or that they had some overall point. They didn't. They were all very, very narcissistic individuals who only really realistically gave a shit about themselves. And because they couldn't work on their own problems, their own deep-seated issues as a person, they decided to take it out on other people and take other people's lives, people who had done absolutely nothing to them. And they're only dead now because they were in the wrong place at the wrong time with someone who with a psychopath, you know, straight up. So yeah, you know, get help. And you guys aren't owed shit. And you guys really need to. I mean, I hate that. You know, I know this is very stereotypical, and a lot of people might cringe at me saying this, but you know, sometimes in life it's true. Like, you guys do need to kind of pull yourself up by the bootstraps and actually figure out your issues in a productive way, and stop expecting, you know, society to bend over backwards for you. Because if everyone else is always the problem, if people in relationships, everyone in relationships is the problem, you know, or all women are the problem, or all men who are in relationships, you know, are the problem. Basically, when everyone becomes the problem aside from you, maybe it's time to look inward a little bit, to look in the mirror and maybe think, maybe everyone else isn't the problem, maybe I'm the problem, maybe I have stuff that I need to work on. Just a thought. But no, you're not owed shit. So, again, get your shit together and work on your problems in a productive manner. And just know that bitching on the internet and doing nothing else is not going to bring you the change that you want. And it's not going to bring, like, any value to your life, ultimately. So, yeah. This was kind of a quieter video. Zach is currently sleeping, so I didn't want to be too loud, but that's basically it for this one. So, most people who watch me are probably subscribed to Gage. If you're not, go subscribe to his channel. I'll link his video, his channel in the description below. Yeah, so that's it for this one before I butcher anything else. So, peace, and y'all have a good day.